Yo, YouTube. What are you talking about, bro? Of course I'm wearing the same shirt, bro. It's a triple upload day. Oh, you thought it was just a double upload? 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row. We're running it up. As you can see by the comments, ever controversial NASCAR. I wanted to know some history on some weird shit that just be happening in NASCAR. Because I remember the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? 2000s Formula One video, which y'all should definitely go check out. And like up.
Cheating in that.
Some of y'all, some of these motherfuckers, these corporate businesses, like these companies, bro, they go crazy to get what they want. They go crazy. Like, I'm talking scheming, evil mastermind scheming. Like, I'm impressed and terrified type scheming. So I want to see if NASCAR got the same problems. Let's see. We'll find out. Go ahead and hit that like, subscribe. Hit the bell if you want to, I guess. You don't have to. I don't really give a fuck. And all that magic. Comment. What I really want you to do, more than anything else, is comment any videos that y'all want me to react to or check out. Favorite racers, highlights, anything specific, lore-wise, and your favorite racing series is. And yeah, I'll check them out. Because I am a novice, and I didn't really pick up on this type of media when I was younger, so might as well do it now. Let's check it out.
NASCAR is something that every single driver and every single crew chief has experienced at least once in their lifetime. Most likely, every car on the racetrack you see today is somehow bending the rules. But sometimes teams will bend the rules and get busted by NASCAR and either get docked points, a fine, or even worse, disqualified. Let's talk about the time Juan Pablo Montoya got his qualifying time disallowed at Kansas after receiving the pole. Montoya in the chase race at Kansas was the fastest in qualifying, with a blazing lap claiming his pole in 2009. Ultimately, it didn't stand once NASCAR found some illegal parts on his race car and sent him to the tail end of the field to start the race.
But this is what I tell you. Juan Pablo, what a shocker. Sets on the pole. But you know what, Juan? It doesn't really matter. Because if you sit on the course pole, there's no guarantee you're in the butt shootout anyway. What the heck? You had shocks on that was wrong. NASCAR says that you have to go to 42nd. So you know what, Juan? So you missed out on the course pole. It really wasn't nothing there because you weren't guaranteed being in a shootout anyway.
After the time of Juan Pablo Montoya was
what did he do?
disallowed. His car failing post-qualifying tech inspection Friday after a problem was found with the car's rear shock absorbers. He will start 42nd today.
Shock absorbers.
You know, with 7 championships, there have definitely been some illegal moments where Jimmy Johnson has cheated and got away with it. Chad Knaus is one of the best crew chiefs in the garage area at his time, and you know he was bending the rules and pushing the edge every single week. Well, Chad Knaus and Jimmy Johnson actually got busted during the 2011 Talladega race. Jimmy Johnson was getting ready in his race car, and video showed when Chad Knaus walked over to his car, sat down next to him, and this was the conversation.
If we win this race, you'd have to correct the back of the car. Got it? Really? Yes. Got it? That did it hard. Don't have to destroy it. But you gotta do a donut, you gotta hit the back end, or somebody's gotta hit you in the ass end or something. Okay?
What? Mastermind, bro.
No.
So we just can't take any chances.
You can see here I'm waving. I'm a happy camper. I just won the race, and I crossed the finish line, and I'm waving to the fans, and I'm elated, and boom, she blows all the pieces. It just proves one thing. It's better to be lucky than good.
The first ever All-Star race saw Darrell Waltrip pick up the victory. But the minute he picked up the victory, everybody knew something fishy was going on. As Darrell Waltrip would cross the line to take the win and all of the money, his engine just exploded. The rumor is Darrell Waltrip brought an illegal engine to this race, dropped the clutch in, and exploded the motor on purpose because he knew how illegal the engine was. Ultimately, NASCAR couldn't do anything with it because the engine was already exploded.
It was destroyed.
But we all know something was wrong with that engine, and something made him go so fast that very day. But this was not the only time that somebody intentionally blew an engine so it would pass inspection. And this was none other than most popular driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. During the 2006 Xfinity race at Daytona, he had one of the fastest cars I have ever seen at a superspeedway race. Dale Jr. could pull away from the pack by seconds. And if you know how superspeedway racing works, you know this should be impossible. But it worked for Dale Earnhardt Jr. on that very night. Jr. would pick up the win and blow his engine out while doing a burnout.
A familiar sight in Daytona, an Earnhardt in victory lane. Dale Earnhardt Jr. with a dominating performance. In fact, so dominating in his burnout celebration, broke the transmission.
Broke the transmission, turning all those RPM, and all of a sudden the car just kind of like quit running, quit pulling, and it's kind of like we stuck right there on the start-finish line. Not a bad place to be stuck, though.
That's a good place to be stuck. You'll see.
Nah, he ain't do it. He ain't do it. I'm glazing.
88 of the
I'm glazing, but he ain't do it.
103 laps.
That's baby goat right there. That's baby goat.
Yeah, this is a first. How about this? Yeah, well, I broke my transmission. I was shifting on my burnout there. I was trying to get to fourth, see if I could burn it all the way to fourth. But
the 2006 Daytona 500 winner, Jimmie Johnson, started off pretty rough that weekend. Jimmie Johnson, the 48 team, was going through inspection like they do every week. When they went through inspection, NASCAR found an illegal modified part for aerodynamic advantages. Jimmie Johnson's crew chief, Chad Knaus, was immediately suspended for 6 weeks and kicked out of the racetrack for the entire weekend. But this didn't slow down the 48 team, as Jimmie Johnson would still take home the victory. But this was definitely a detriment to the 48 team at the beginning of the season.
The other controversy, the one that boiled over Sunday, was with Jimmie Johnson's qualifying run. The car was deemed by NASCAR to have an unapproved aerodynamic device. And Chad Knaus has been given at least a vacation through the Daytona 500. He won't be anywhere on the Speedway grounds. Jimmie Johnson, the driver, just held a press conference to address the issue. Dave Burns was there.
And Mike, of course, it sounds like he wanted to sort of deflect a little of the criticism early on, or at least tell people where he stood. So he started with a little bit of an opening comment where he used the word damaging in terms of how this affects the Lowe's team. But he also talked about the fact that he was not aware that there was anything with going on with that particular mechanical change to the car. He says he encourages his crew chief and team to continue working within the gray areas to try to gain a competitive advantage. He's just the driver. But he did say that his role as cheerleader on this team was going to change a little bit because Chad was one of the biggest cheerleaders on this team. He's been ejected for Speed Weeks. He will not be here on Sunday for the 500. So Jimmie needs to become a little bit more of that.
In 2007, NASCAR introduced their brand new COT car, Car of Tomorrow.
Gave him a script. He said, I got you. Gave him the script. He said, I got you. Word for word, right? I am utterly appalled by the choice making of my coworker. The damages that he has established in our crew is just it's utterly profound to be disgusting. And I'm just a driver.
Innocent bystander, but I'm legally blind. So
I cannot see. POP, hold it down.
One of their rules with the car was you were not allowed to modify it at all. And NASCAR was ready to hand down strict penalties if teams were busted. And this is exactly what happened to both Hendrick Motorsports drivers, Jimmie Johnson and Jeff Gordon, during the Sonoma weekend. Jimmie Johnson and Jeff Gordon's teams were both modifying the car, and NASCAR found out and busted them immediately. Both crew chiefs and car chiefs were fined over $100,000 and placed on suspension for 6 weeks. This was NASCAR dropping the hammer.
Jeff Gordon and Jimmie Johnson, teammates at Hendrick Motorsports, they failed inspection when they presented their cars to the NASCAR.
Did they send that fine to the person or to the company? If they sent that to a single person, $100,000 fine to one person, was about to say something, but I can't say that because this is the cohesive people. Be cohesive. All right, we don't say things like that no more. But I hope he got the bucks. I hope he got the bucks. Something in the vault.
Well, guys, it's a frantic final few minutes of.
Because I would have rioted. $100,000. You think a motherfucker just got that lying around? Who do you think I am?
Practice here at Infineon, except for the 48 and 24 teams, as you guys mentioned. The work for both teams concerns the front of the race car. They're trying to get that to where it's legal. It will pass inspection. Again, NASCAR has said they must go through inspection today and pass inspection today if they want to be considered for practice tomorrow. That does not guarantee that they will be allowed to practice tomorrow. You can see Ron Malik, the car chief on Jimmy Johnson's car, working on that right front fender, bondoing it a little bit, if you will, to make sure that it will pass inspection when they go back through, when everybody else has to go through for qualifying.
Just joining us here on Speed today, want to update you with the biggest story coming out of the garage area today. The number 24 driven by Jeff Gordon and the number 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Both cars have been parked for today, not allowed to practice and not allowed to qualify because of a problem in technical inspection this morning.
Okay, so a lot of it is saying like enhancing your car illegally, adding extra parts and shit.
Outside the NASCAR parameters met in the rule book. And both of these cars, these guys working in the garage area right now, they were allowed to stay here today, even though the 48 guys working in the garage area.
He walked past him and was like, bitch ass nigga. He walked past him and was like, fucking loser, fucking poser. Look at this clown. Get the fuck out of our garage.
Right now, they were allowed to stay here today, even though the 48 and the 24 were not allowed to practice nor qualify here. But the issue had to do with the fender area. In fact, if you look at the left front fender of Jimmy Johnson's car, right around where it says Goodyear, that area was puffed up a little bit. So NASCAR made them cut that area out, put a new piece of sheet metal in, and then fiberglass it back and put the decals back over.
Following the 2017 Chicagoland race, Chase Elliott had one of the most dominant cars that he's had in his entire career up until this point. Chase Elliott was found to have an illegal piece on the rear of his car on the spoiler. He had an illegal black piece on his car that was found when the crew member tried
Whoa! You can't do second takes, MMCS? Come on now, buddy. You can't do second takes? I'm trolling. Hey, listen. Listen.
Chase Elliott was found to have an illegal piece on the rear of his car on the spoiler. He had an illegal black piece on his car that was.
What happened, bro? What happened? Can't do second takes? You ain't have to keep that in. I respect it, though.
Found when the crew member tried to take it off during his interview. Chase Elliott was then disqualified from his finishing position and docked points. If you're a Hendrick Motorsports fan, you already know this story. Ray Evernham brought Jeff Gordon one of the most illegal cars in NASCAR history that wasn't illegal just yet. Apparently, Ray Evernham worked around the rulebook so well, it passed inspection, but that car became illegal after the race that Jeff Gordon won.
It ran one race, it dominated that race, and was banned by NASCAR. Gary Nelson at that time, or Buster, can't remember which one, said to me, Mr. France wants to see you. So I said, I thought he wanted to congratulate me. Bill and I were friends, I was gonna go up in the truck, yeah, good race tonight, Bill, kind of whatever. So he says, he's sitting there, and he says, sit down. He said, you need to pick up that phone right there and call your boss and tell him that car's illegal. And I was like, what? No, they just said it was past inspection. I said, and he said, no, it's illegal. I said, no, sir. We built that car by the rules. It's 100% legal by the rule book. And he said, it won't be tomorrow.
In Michael Waltrip's racing's first...
That's some fucking bullshit. Now that's some fucking bullshit. I would have fisticuffs. I would have been like, well, sir, if I pick up that phone, what's to stop me from reaching in that bitch and choking that nigga out? Oh, let me stop. This is why I can't be no racer, bro. I got too much pent-up aggression, bro. Too much pent-up aggression.
First race in the 2007 Daytona 5.
I cannot handle getting hugged. I can't handle it, bro. You ain't finna backdoor me. I can't handle it. You ain't finna come around the side and sneak a brother. You can't sneak me. Cause if you sneak me and I ain't sleep or dead, I'm gonna get back up. And it's just is what it is after that. He gonna tell him. He gonna tell him. Yeah, it's illegal. Now it's illegal. What? Now it passed inspection. We did like what else are the crew supposed to do? They're supposed to make it the best possible car that's still within legal range. And that's what they did. And then you ban them for that? It's crazy. But I understand. I understand. Because didn't they have a like a so that cars couldn't go up a certain speed? I forgot what it was called, but it's the reason why Dale Earnhardt was like really mad because of like the something about the pedal to keep everybody aligned and like in the same box so that you would have to use split stream to pass people. And so that there wouldn't be like no really huge big laps. Like you couldn't get like a really big like extended lead against anybody because like your car, everybody's car supposedly goes the same speed. I get it. I get it. I understand. I understand. But if he did it within legal range, then like they should have banned it. They should have just told everybody to get with the memo.
500 in the very first
And we probably
full-time
would have had
season
some
with
of like the
Toyota,
fastest laps in NASCAR.
they got busted for putting jet fuel in the car.
What?
Yes, you heard that right. Michael Waltrip and his scandalous actions like normal put jet fuel in his race car to try to qualify for the Great American Race. His team was busted, and after the Daytona 500, he was in the negatives in points already. This was extremely unfortunate for the entire 55 team.
Mike, I'm down here in the garage in front of one of the NASCAR administrative trailers. NASCAR officials are in the background discussing the situation. Just a few moments ago, the scene was Michael Waltrip along with Bobby Kennedy and Ty Norris, three of the principals from Michael Waltrip Racing, meeting with NASCAR President Mike Kelton, Vice President of Competition Robin Pemberton, and Jim Hunter, who is the Vice President of Communications. What Jim Hunter told me was that during pre-qualifying inspection, an inspector noticed a strange smell and a strange color in Michael Waltrip's intake manifold. Now, the net effect of that would be essentially trying to increase horsepower. That intake manifold was taken. It will be sent to the NASCAR Research and Development Center up in Concord, North Carolina. Jim Hunter said they expect to know the results of whether or not that substance runs afoul of the law in about 2 or 3 days.
Well, when they felt down inside of it after running the engine, there was some oil in the intake, and so oil's not supposed to be there. NASCAR took that intake because they to see why oil was there or what was in there, and then they put a clean intake on it, you know, bone dry, and started up, and oil got in there again. So quite simply, there's just oil in a couple of places where it doesn't belong. We don't really know why.
This entire finish was a huge mess, and it all started because of Robbie Gordon. So let's break it down. Marcus Ambrose would wreck Robbie Gordon under caution after the caution already came out. Robbie Gordon would lose.
Can you imagine being an inspector, walking into the garage? You mess with cars your whole life. You mess with cars your whole life. Like you can smell a car running from a mile away. You walk into a garage, the car's running, and you say, "What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? You cooking a skunk in there, buddy?" They say, "Wow, what's wrong?" You bent over, do some inspecting, do a little swab test. Nah, this ain't right, Chief. This ain't right, Chief. This ain't nah. And then the mechanic in the garage is like, "What you mean? It's illegal. That's regular oil. It's what we always been using, nigga." That's probably the funniest interaction
on the racetrack because he could not maintain pace speed. He was sent to about 7th place, where he picked up after he was spun out. He did not listen to NASCAR and tried to restart in 2nd place. He would then go disqualified because he was not listening to NASCAR after being black flagged. Even after this, he still proceeded to stay on the racetrack and take out race leader Marcus Ambrose and eventually crossed the finish line first, even though he was disqualified. The win would go to Kevin Harvick, and even after Robbie Gordon did burnouts on the track and his post-race interview, NASCAR still definitely dropped the hammer on him, suspending him, docking him points, and fining him a lot of money.
Involved, Ron Hornaday involved, and up front, Ron.
A lot of money? What the fuck? Did they $500,000 on his ass? What do you mean? Like you perfectly said $100K with no problem, but what is a lot of money? $500,000?
Gordon by Ambrose, who goes back on him. Caution flags waving.
Well, we'll wonder what the loops are with this thing. Boy, we didn't see the pass, but it looks like the back.
NASCAR is apparently communicating to Robbie's pit, those officials you saw standing there, saying, hey, you've got to drop back in line. I'm sure the response coming back from the race car is, don't like that call. There it is. Couldn't see that coming, could you?
He might just have to drive off the island because NASCAR might be just a little mad at him.
All right, so the lead is changing hands here now. Kevin Harvick has just gone out in front. A confusing situation of this race. Robbie Gordon may now be first in line on the racetrack, but the lead belongs to Kevin Harvick.
Salute to the fans. Very rough racing there at the end. Robbie, what happened?
Well, if you want to know my opinion, I won the race. So I completed all the laps. And if you've seen this happen before, guys get spun when they slow down. That's exactly what happened with Marcus. He spun me when I slowed down, and they tell me I'm going to go back to 17th. It's not the way it is. It's happened many times. They set precedents before, and we'll appeal it. We won this race.
You chose not to go do the black flag and stay out on the racetrack.
I went back to the position after I was spun, like it's happened many times before, okay?
Thank you, Robbie. Guys?
So the thoughts are
10 toes the fuck down, bro. 10 toes the fuck down, bro. I respect it. I respect it. Hey. Hate him or love him. You watched.
So Robbie Gordon there.
Door, yeah. Cause like I know you'll do it because like I got your payment for tomorrow. I know I said today, but I got it for tomorrow. So like I appreciate you doing that. And we're back. And we're back.
On the outcome of the race.
Never in my life would I think a penalty would be handed down because of a glove a driver wore. But this is what happened to Joey Logano after picking up the Great American Race pole position in 2024. Joey Logano would get penalized for having a illegal glove that he would stick out the window. It would create a wall so no air would proceed to get into the race car and get an aerodynamic advantage. When NASCAR found out, they fined him and docked him points and made him do a pass-through at Atlanta the following week. There is no better driver in the NASCAR Cup Series right now than Ross Chastain at pushing the rules and boundaries of the sport. Ross Chastain was trying to avoid a wreck, he said, and drove off the track into the shortcut area at Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 2022. Chastain would drive off the track and take the shortcut access road and come out almost as the race leader and then take the lead on Tyler Reddick down the backstretch. Ross Chastain would ultimately be passed by Tyler Reddick and deemed disqualified by NASCAR because of this illegal move. He technically was following the rules, but it was still breaking them at the same time. One of the best things that came out of this was his post-race interview with Dave Burns.
Time for Reddick, though. He's got a car linked on second.
Three wide, side by side up front, though. Chastain, he's right there. They're going side by side through the kink.
And around goes the one. He's able to get by the eight.
Unbelievable. Sideways, though. That's going to allow Reddick to get a run on him. Lost momentum on corner exit.
A lot of dirt and debris on the tires.
Chastain went off the track. He did that access road to get back on track. Now,
and all the places you can race here, you were looking for a spot there at the end. What were you thinking?
What do you mean, where?
Taking the access road there and getting off course there.
Oh, just trying not to be in the carnage there in turn one. I thought we were 4 wide and couldn't go any farther right, and decided to take the NASCAR access lane out there.
Was that something you and the team had talked about earlier? It's like that's a great option, and it may not cost us anything?
No, Dave, no. Just pure reaction there for our Worldwide Express.
Dave is being passive aggressive, and just a passive antagonist like a motherfucker right now. He said, "No, Dave, why are you being a dickhead, bro?" He's like, "Well, it's because you made a dickhead move. It's because you made a dickhead move." Come on, Dave.
Chevy, it's I took it in practice on like just overshooting turn 1, and you know where they're at, right? And 12, you have to go around the loop there, and there is around the poles. So yeah, just went to not get hit and merge back on where I merged.
Damn.
It's like there's some contact.
Oh, the
we
24 of Byron.
Remember what happened off of turn 2.
Ran right into that motherfucker.
Needless to say, Chris Gabehart is livid down here. They're trying to get their position back. Denny Hamlin, even more mad than Chris Gabehart. Listen.
I don't know. I haven't seen a replay of it, but good grief. If he's mad about what happened off of 2, you got tight underneath of him, lifted on.
All right, so Denny Hamlin clearly is upset. This has been going on all the way down the back straightaway, banging into each other. Denny is not happy.
Well, now he has to be careful because he knows that all eyes are on him.
William Byron sends Denny Hamlin spinning in the grass in 2022 at Texas. Hamlin and Byron were racing hard during the green flag racing to end a stage, and Byron didn't like it. Under the caution flag, he drove up behind Hamlin and ended up hitting him in the rear, spinning him out, making him lose multiple positions on the racetrack. This is one of the most dirtiest moves I've ever seen somebody do under caution. Sometimes breaking the rules in NASCAR isn't even breaking a physical rule, but a morality rule. And this is what Austin Dillon did as he wrecked intentionally Joey Logano on the last lap at Richmond and then intentionally crashed Denny Hamlin and still picked up the victory. Austin Dillon's win would still stand in the record books, but it would not count towards the playoffs as NASCAR deemed this was an illegal move on the racetrack and intentionally crashing 2 competitors and tried to right hook Denny Hamlin into the outside wall.
He can't do it in 1 and 2. Logano looks back. He has a car link now.
No way.
Joey Logano through 3 and 4 for the final time. There's the contact. He does get to him. The 11 on the inside. He gets into the wall. Dillon's going to win it at the line.
Straight menace.
Austin's season was on the line there, but what are your thoughts on what happened down there?
It's chicken shit. There's no doubt about it. He's 4 car lengths back. Not even close. Then he wrecks the 11 to go along with it. And then he's going to go up there and thank God and praise everything with his baby. It's a bunch of BS. It's not even freaking close. I mean, dude, I get it, bump and run. I get it. I didn't back up the corner at all. He came in there and just drove through me. It's ridiculous that that's the way we race. Unbelievable. I get bump and runs. I do that. I would expect it. But from 4 car lengths back, he was never going to make the corner. And then he wrecks the other car. He wrecks the 11 to go with it. So.
Busch here. Ooh, close. 3 wide into turn 4.
A win is a win. A win is a win. I don't care what y'all say. A win is a win.
Don't get in front of my. Don't get in front of me.
That moves Kyle Busch all the way up the racetrack. He has to catch it. Hornet in the wall. And Hornet catches the wall.
Caution's out, caution's out.
Caution is going to come out. Both drivers trying to get by. Looked like the 17 of Timothy Peters. They slid up the racetrack, and now Kyle Busch not happy at all.
It's all good, dude.
And Kyle Busch is going to turn over and into the wall. Our championship contender Hornet in the wall.
Well, Kyle Busch should be parked for this race and maybe the rest of the season for that.
Holy cow, I can't believe he did
Championship
that.
contender Ron Hornaday hard into the wall. Kyle Busch sends him in.
You all right? You know, we saw him playing games like that at Martinsville, but we're running over 180 miles an hour here.
Window net down on the 33 of Hornaday.
One rule in NASCAR that is definitely well known is you are not allowed to crash somebody under caution. The point of a caution is to slow down so safety workers could get on the racetrack and clean up the racetrack or help any drivers after an accident. Well, Kyle Busch under caution went full speed into Ron Hornaday at Texas in 2011. This was extremely disrespectful towards Ron Hornaday and illegal in any way you put it. Kyle Busch was immediately suspended for the Xfinity race the following day and the Cup Series race 2 days later. This has never happened since then to Kyle Busch.
Flailing on the back of
Good,
the 9 of Chase
That shit
Elliott.
dangerous.
That's because the bad blood from 3 weeks ago.
I know I said that shit dangerous in just a scene before. Somebody crashed into somebody at the last lap. But he won that race.
Go at Bristol has played out here at the Roval.
Create a caution. NASCAR also has the opportunity to look at this and black flag the 9. They have taken guys and made them come to pit road to clean it up. We'll just have to see what NASCAR thinks about the tail. I did ask. The tail is not required here. There is a question, it's some high-speed track.
Like it or not, NASCAR's definitely showed favoritism to a lot of their drivers in the past. During the 2021 Roval race, Chase Elliott had damage that was hanging off of his car. The rule is if you have any damage or fenders that are hanging off your car, you'll be black flagged and mandated to be brought down to pit road to either cut the metal off the car or repair it immediately. Chase Elliott had his entire rear fender hanging off of his car by a thread for multiple laps. NASCAR
What?
never called him into pit road to fix his damage, and he was never given the black flag like so many other drivers have in the past. Sterling Marlin in the 2002 Daytona 500 had one of the funniest moments I've ever seen. It's definitely illegal what
That's
he
some
did,
bullshit.
but it still made for some great TV and comedy. Sterling Marlin, after contact with Jeff Gordon, would stop on the backstretch during the red flag. While leading the race, he would get out of his race car, unbuckle his seatbelts, and try and fix the damage on his fender. The pace car driver saw this and immediately jumped out of their vehicle and told him to get back in his race car. NASCAR would then deem Sterling Marlin to be sent to the tail end of the longest line for committing this illegal action on the racetrack. He ultimately didn't win the Daytona 500, but this still stands as one of the most funniest moments and ways to get a black flag.
The NASCAR officials are seeing the same pictures we are, so they'll make a decision.
And we'll wait to see what that decision is.
I think another problem he's got is that right rear or that right front tire is rubbing pretty hard on that fender, so it may not make a difference.
That's John Darby, the guy in the blue shirt. He's the new Winston Cup director.
And the man in the blue sport coat right of the screen with the dark glasses is David Hoots. He is the race director. He's the referee, basically. The car.
Sterling Marlin is jumping out of his car. He's going around to look at the right front fender. But, he can't do that.
You can't work on your car under the red flag. That's the NASCAR rule.
Pull it off a little bit.
You're not allowed to work on your car under the red flag. Matt, left side tires below the yellow line.
Brand new director or whatever the fuck over the race. And one of his first races, a motherfucker hops out his car under a red flag to try to rip off his fender or pull it back off of something else or just fix his car in general. I'd have been like, I quit. These niggas is stupid. These motherfuckers is stupid. I quit. They ain't got no common sense. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't do it. That motherfucker must be from my hometown. He must be from Virginia. That's where I'm located. And I know some stupid motherfuckers in Virginia.
You see the yellow line and you see the cars there.
The only judgment is that NASCAR has to make here is because he's clearly below the line. Did he advance his position by going down there? Or did he come back up behind Gordon on the track? That's the call.
Well, I mean, you're not supposed to be below the yellow line, and Jeff wasn't below the yellow line and got spun out.
And the other one is he clearly was.
How do you feel about that if you're this guy, bro? How do you feel about that if you're this guy? I'd have threw my glasses off and been like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that guy just did that. There's no fucking way that guy just did that. I'm looking back at the motherfucker with the glasses that's the referee like, did he just do that? Am I crazy? Did he just... Is there like... What? Tell him to go home.
He's pulling on that fender on the
Put him in his
backstretch.
garage, tell him to go home. He obviously high.
Boy,
He
John,
got
this
drug
is
tested.
tough. I would see Mike Helton there, the president.
Yep. That's what he whispering to him right now. Yeah, boss, that motherfucker's obviously high. We're gonna have to drug test the entire pit crew. Somebody's fucked up. Somebody must have whispered in his ear. I don't know if that was his own thoughts, but we just gotta tell him to go home, sober up, and take a cold shower.
NASCAR on the phone, talking to someone.
Send that motherfucker home.
On the left of the screen.
Send his bitch ass home.
The biggest bad boy of NASCAR, Robbie Gordon. He ended up throwing something out of his race car in the 2006 Atlanta race. This caution would ensue a massive crash later on the restart, which would ultimately collect chase contenders, taking out Mark.
If you yawn one more fucking time, Marcellus, lock in. What are you doing? Are you sleepy? Then lock in. The fuck?
Mark Martin and Jeff Burton in the process, ending their championship hopes. He even lied in his post-race interview, saying he had no idea what fell out of the race car.
Yeah, we're catching up with Robbie now. The back of the hauler was coming down. Come on in here, Steve. Pull back. We got a little more car back in there. Okay, very good. So, top 10 finish for you. Great night for you. We were looking at some debris possibility coming out of your car, roll bar padding, anything like that going on?
Not that I'm aware of. You know, we had a good run tonight. We broke a diff late in the race and had a shot at probably better finish than 10th. So I'm pretty happy with the run we had tonight.
And we're looking for, okay, Rob, we're showing it now here just so you can get a look at it. Can you guys run it back one more time because we didn't have it right in here. There you go. I'm messing up his hauler here. Robbie, there's your car.
Does this, what'd you see?
Back it up one more time, guys. We just get Robbie get a good look at this. Keep going. Keep going back. Back, 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 back. We just want you to take a look because we're trying to figure out. It may have been something you ran over as well.
Might have been something I run over because I definitely didn't throw anything out the window, so I don't know.
Okay, we appreciate it. Top 10 run for you tonight, though.
Now, let's roll it out and check it out. Looked like it came out from the back of the car, actually.
Okay, how did you guys have been lucky dog a couple times tonight. I mean, it was, you were, I mean, it was a great comeback for you guys.
Yeah, we had a really good night. We lost, we had one bad pit stop. We lost a lap with that, and that hurt us. And, you know,
One thing I will say, after watching Formula One, and I'm seeing now this with Dave, these motherfucking reporters, like, these reporters, bro, they need to be stopped. They need to be stopped, bro. Because goddamn do they be coming in with their own emotions, bro. They be coming in like the most just like, it's like, the best way to explain it, it's like giving a microphone to like a sassy toddler. No, to like a stuck-up kid that just knows he could get away with anything. And then you tell them to go interview somebody. They're just a dickhead. They're like, when something happens, it could be anything. Like you get fired from the job, or your crew isn't performing as you want to, and you're either the driver, you're the team leader, whatever the fuck, and they'll just be like, yeah, so rough break, but at least, you know, midfield, you're not last. How do you feel about that, even after being in third place last season? Like, bruh, come on, bruh. You know if I don't get top 3 seat, if I don't get top 3, then I'm getting fired, bruh. Why are you talking to me?
We had a good car. We had a top 10 car all night long. Just started last, and it was hard to get all the way back to the front.
Great. We appreciate you taking the time, Rob.
Thanks.
Bill?
If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button down below.
W video, bro. Damn. So what I'm seeing so far is that it's mostly just enhancements to the car, like, you know, making trying to make the car as fast as possible illegally, which isn't good. Some stupid shit like getting out of your car to fix your vehicle, throwing something out of your car, obviously. Crashing into people I didn't think would be a problem on purpose, which is crazy, and then acting like nothing's wrong. I'm not gonna lie, even though I stated earlier that, like, you know, a win is a win and all that jazz, and like animosity and all that jazz, it's not cool. It's not cool at all. It's dangerous. It's very dangerous, and people should be more safe than anything. And, you know, definitely hit him with the like if you check him out. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video, which will happen sooner or later. I don't know. It's a 3-day upload. I uploaded today, tomorrow, yesterday, whatever the fuck, however I uploaded. So yeah, let me know if y'all couldn't tell. I'm tired as hell.